Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky versus Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 474.
The sexiest podcast on the network. You sound a little unsure there, Brian.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing, so all of a sudden I was like,
Like, is this salty language? Where am I?
Yeah. Well, no, my notebook is sitting here next to my laptop, and I have a fan on me, and it blew the page back, and all of a sudden,
cue up Bob Seger.
I don't see what night moves have to do with anything. But
That's sick. Come to Papa.
Yeah. Oh man. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sinus has been a dang mess today. I don't know what's going
No.
on. Well, I do weather shift, you know.
It's like, stop shoving cocaina up there. Can't be the cocaina.
No. That's what fixes the problem, Tony. The problem is
Crocodile Dundee.
The problem is I don't have enough to constantly be cramming it up there.
Oh, I see.
It's only when I stop that my sinuses become a mess.
You gotta stay away from that pure Colombian stuff and get some of that, haggard-ass cut shit.
Dude, it's only the best cocaine for me.
Only the best. It's the best around.
That's why I'm
Nothing's
poor.
gonna ever keep you down.
That's right. That's why I'm poor all the time, because I spend all of my money on pure, uncut cocaine.
Pure, uncut Colombian deliciousness.
Right. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
How goes it, my dude?
Not too bad, other than the sinus issue for whatever reason. Silly weather. Shaking my fist at the weather.
Shit.
Like I'm Grandpa Simpson.
Yeah, I mean, I like the weekend was like nice and cool.
Yeah.
I actually wore jeans today.
Yeah.
And now it's
getting humid.
The humid monster's creeping back into our lives.
Yeah.
Just in time for me to go back to work tomorrow.
Perfect.
Dope.
Love it.
Yeah.
I know the humidity is usually what messes me up. Like when it changes, especially when it goes up, it just gets harder for me to breathe. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you need a sick ass Darth Vader mask or something.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I do. I said that a long time ago that I wish I could. I had a personal air conditioner, like a mask to wear, because when I'm in air conditioning, usually it helps a lot. Because it removes the humidity. Or I should say, it conditions the air. But anyway,
you need one of those crazy get-up masks like the dude from Mad Max has, Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, or Bane. Then I can go around and hello, Tony.
Well, I ordered the chicken.
Can I? Anyway.
Yeah, we've determined that that's the voice that Bomber has, is Bane's voice from the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Nice.
She's got that dopey ass lip and underbite. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I was just barking at the cat because it's intruding in the living room. It's like, God damn it, Bomber. Bamer. I almost called her Bamer.
I don't know. I kind of like Bamer.
Oh, I wish I had a white fluffy cat called that Mash, and I could have Banger and Mash.
Yes.
That'd be sick.
That would be great.
Yeah.
It's a good name, too. Come here, Mash.
Delicious dish slash amazing cop team.
Yep. What gets weird is when someone goes, "Hey, what are you having for dinner?" And you're like, "Bangers and mash," and they're like, is Tony,
what?
Is Tony eating his cat and dog? Only one way to find out.
I know, right? Come on over for dinner.
Little
naturally.
do they know, you just have extras in the garage,
Extras?
Yeah.
Extra, like cats and dogs?
Yeah, like this is MASH 1, this is MASH 2. Kind of like The Simpsons with Snowball,
Yeah, it makes sense, actually. I like it.
Yeah.
I picture all these blue tubes full of liquid and they're just floating in stasis.
Sure. Yeah, as you do. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right, go get Banger 35.
Yeah.
Ran into the road again.
Yep. Didn't you just get the first one last week? Let's not talk about that.
I had a bad run.
It's been a terrible week, yeah. Don't they each have 9 lives?
You would think.
Yeah. Yeah, they do, but a car going 40 takes more than one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll deplete the health bar real quick.
Sure will, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Good days, right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man, I'm tired.
Yeah, it's funny. I am too, but I think a lot of it, again, has to do with the humidity.
Right.
Because I also have noticed that, I'm sure other people too, but I've noticed as the humidity creeps up, it seems to drain me basically. I think that's where the humidity comes from, is it's just pulling all the moisture out of me.
It makes perfect sense.
It's just making me, a sleepy fella.
I think science can back this up.
Probably.
Yes, science!
Just saying.
That explains why I don't deal with heat really well,
Right?
as I'm evaporating.
Yes, as we speak, like a cloud.
Am I Hydro Man? Boy, I hope not. I'd hate to be a sucky villain.
You just gotta make the most of it.
Yeah.
You know, like Kite Man. You all right?
Kite Man's, he does pretty well for himself there.
He does well. Yeah.
For
All things considered.
for a guy who only has a kite as his superpower.
Exactly. No, I'm just tired because, right in the middle of the night, we had some wicked storms blow through.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah.
They woke my ass up.
Right.
And then it was like one of those things where just toss, turn, toss, turn, toss. Oh, I'm almost asleep, and it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm awake. It's crazy.
Yeah. That was just me standing outside your window again.
Oh.
You know how good I am
That's
at making thunderstorm sounds, so.
Right. One of those sheets of metal.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah. Like, man, that's a lot of thunder. I just doing it for like an hour straight. Like, damn, does this thunder ever gonna stop?
Jesus, what's going on out here, guy?
Krakow! Man, that lightning's close.
And out there just like a flashlight clicking it on and
Yeah.
off.
Like, that's so weird. I only see the flash of the lightning in this window, not the one down there. And I run down, because I hear you, I run down to the other one and flick it too, Oh, now it's down there.
That makes sense, bro.
Yeah, damn. This is crazy.
Oh, man.
What a waste of
Good.
time that would be.
Oh, gee, yeah.
Mm.
Indeed. Well, it's because of the way our bedroom's like set up. I basically put my pillow like on the windowsill.
Oh, nice.
And, it's been so cool over the weekend. We had the windows open.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a nice, when you hear pow, 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 it's like, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Well, what are you going to do, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were supposed to get a thunderstorm last night. And when it first started over here, I honestly thought some asshole was just shooting fireworks off.
I mean, you got to celebrate Labor Day weekend somehow.
Well,
right?
that's the thing I've mentioned on here before. Every holiday, pretty much around here, someone shoots off fireworks. I mean, swear to when Arbor Day comes rolling around, they'll be firing them off.
Yeah, directly into trees.
Yeah, probably, idiots. But oh, dude. Speaking of, I know we're not into our things part of the show yet, but
yeah, well, whatever.
We're kind of on topic here. Did you see those assholes that had that gender reveal party that started a fucking forest fire?
I hope they find the shit out of them.
Oh my god!
I want their grandchildren to still be paying fines.
Wow, what a thing to burden your kid with. You're like, Dad, why am I $475,000 in debt? And I'm like 9. Like, well, you see, when we wanted to tell people what gender we assumed you were, we kind of started a big fire.
Well, in the mid 2019s to 20s, maybe even before that, I don't even know. But gender reveal parties became a thing, and they're real stupid, but it's a way to get people together.
Yeah, and
I
we thought in the middle of a pandemic, what better idea than no?
Well, I honestly, gender reveal parties, I think, are just the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go on record as well. I mean, and pretty much anyone who knows me knows this. Like, I don't go to showers of any kind. Like,
right.
diaper parties, baby showers,
like
none of it.
Not even cleaning ones.
Nope. And I don't know. And I don't care if it makes me an asshole or not, but it's like, I don't know. There's the obligation to buy someone a gift because they decided to have a burden, like I'm not a kid person, and it's like, it's funny because by choosing to not be a married person or a child person, I've given a lot of gifts over the years, and I've got zero in return.
You're just building up credit, I guess.
Like, everybody else at least gets it reciprocated at some point, but it's like, oh, come on. Like, I didn't even have a housewarming party when we moved into our place, because I was just like, because like, I don't want people feeling like they got to buy a gift or whatever. But I don't know. The gender reveal thing.
Once this Corona thing winds up, you better believe I'm having a housewarming party.
That's fair. I mean, I'm just bringing
don't
myself.
Bring gifts. Just bring yourself.
Yeah, that's the gift. I mean, the gift of me. Be like Jericho did a thing in WWE where he talked about when he would come out how he was given the crowd the gift of Jericho, and he'd be like, "Drink it in, man." And it was just Jericho being a great heel.
Oh yeah.
Because of course the crowd hated it.
Well, naturally.
But it was perfect because crowd hated it. But yeah, I don't know. I can't stand any of this crap. But the gender reveal one is just ugh.
It's dumb.
Like I get like in the age we live in now, if you want to do the online gender reveal, sure, whatever, right? Or do a video that people can watch on their Insta or whatever, sure. But a whole party for it.
Yeah, have a thing, and then you shoot off like some sort of firework, and it turns either blue or
pink or whatever. Yeah,
it's just stop.
You shoot one off,
or it turns off angry red and yellow and orange as you ignite like 600,000 acres or whatever.
Right, man. Seriously, I implore anyone, if you go to these things, just boo whatever the result is. Just boo at it.
Yeah.
Just I was hoping for whatever the other. I was hoping for a different gender.
I mean, that is my favorite, actually, is when the kid shoots off the thing, and it's like a pink, mist, and it's a little boy, he's like, he just starts crying and throws the thing on the ground, I want a brother!
Yeah. Or, be that asshole who just goes and lectures the parents on how they shouldn't assume the gender of their baby, how they shouldn't,
Yeah, like, what you should have done is shot off pink and blue.
Just go be that person. That pretentious person who's, pretending that they're all woke and shit, but really they just want to go.
They're just like causing a fucking scene.
They're just that person who likes to, well, actually, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't.
No one wants you here, Norbert. Leave.
Get the fuck. You weren't even invited.
How'd you even get in here?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I think it's dumb. I'm glad it wasn't a thing when I, first had my kids, because I would have been, the guy to be like, no.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Right.
We're already doing a baby shower. I didn't do a diaper party.
Yeah. I hate those so much.
Yeah.
So much. I've never gone to one, nor will I.
Although it'd be great. Be like, hey, you want to come to my diaper party? You just show up dressed like a giant baby.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I thought we were doing something different.
My fault. Like, lines of communications got. You know what? I'm just gonna head out to the car for a minute.
Yeah, just give me like 10 minutes.
I think I got some sweats in the trunk. I'll fix this.
Oh, well, wait. Do you have wet wipes? Because I made boom boom.
I was just gonna say I made a boom boom. Yeah. Like I was in character. I'm sorry. Also, I may have tried to suck your wife's titties.
Yeah. And by may, I mean accomplished.
Purely for milk, I assure you.
Yeah, because I'm in character.
At least for the first 5 minutes.
Oh, man.
That's a good gimmick, though. Show up like that and then just do all the baby things.
Just do baby things.
Just stay in character the whole time,
Like, can you tell your 55-year-old friend to stop crawling around under people's skirts?
Oh, he's just a baby.
A baby. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe don't walk by his lay-down pack-and-play thing.
Yeah. Why does he even have that?
He likes the rattles.
He can't even fit in it. Or it'd be better yet, you have a to-scale pack-and-play.
Yeah, it's a giant one.
Yeah.
Dude rolls into the parking lot in one of those, like a giant-sized Little Tykes car.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Be sick.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, have you seen the new versions of those?
No.
They put a creepy fucking face on the front.
Oh, my. Wait, so you can pretend you're a Lyft driver or whatever? Or whatever the fuck that was. Remember the ones that used to have, like, the eyelashes on them?
Oh, yeah, no, it was Mustache.
Mustache, that's what it was. Yeah, I couldn't think of what it was. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if when cars came out, Fisher-Price was like, we got to jump on this market, boys.
Maybe? Yeah.
But it looks weird. It's like,
That way it can be in the kid's room at night. The light hits it just right, and the kid's terrified because it thinks it's alive. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, like a storm like last night rolls through and the kid wakes up and looks out the window right when the lightning flashes and the little Tyke's car's staring at him.
Right, and the car's like, I'm going to eat you.
Yeah. And then the lightning flashes again, the car's closer.
And then the kid's inside the car.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening. Somehow those little plastic doors have locks all of a sudden.
Yeah. Why can't I?
It's like a remake of Christine.
Yes,
but with a little Tyke's car.
That would be awesome. I would enjoy watching this.
Yeah, it's like Muppet Babies, but with Stephen King novels.
Yeah, I like this plan a lot.
Yeah, right. Like we can call them Stephen King babies or something.
Yeah.
Or what's the Castle Rock baby?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just reimagine all his stories, but with children.
With children, all right.
Or toddlers.
Toddlers, yeah.
Definitely toddlers.
Boy, Misery'd be a real trip.
Oh boy.
Like you'd have one of those plastic hammers that when it, when it.
It's just a baby clown that eats adults.
Yeah. Oh, I like that actually. Oh, look, he's just a little clown. I kind of like that idea actually. That'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine rolling up on a little kid, like dressed like that, like Pennywise, and then when it opens its mouth, it's got all them teeths?
That would be a problem.
I'd shit my pants.
I would shit my pants too.
Not even being in character.
Although, do you know how adorable Pet Cemetery is going to be with all those kittens and shit?
Also tragic, because
same.
Means they
Cujo
all
takes a real churn too.
Yeah. Oh, he's just a little puppy. It just destroys you. Oh man.
Yeah, the list goes on and on.
Yeah. The Stand would be a trip though, because Oh, dude, the one you got to see would be the Gunslinger. That'll be the best.
Oh, for sure.
The what or the shit? The what? I can't think of the name of the series. Yeah, it's the Gunslinger series, right?
Yeah, the Dark Tower.
Tower series. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Got one of those like ping pong ball guns.
Yeah.
But it's just devastating.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. As it should be. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze really loudly, so I apologize in advance. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that would have been great if that timing was perfect there.
I was trying, actually.
Oh, man. I mean, I could go in post and make it work, but...
Yeah, but that involves editing, and that goes against the Salty Language mission statement.
Yeah, that's me trying to edit's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
That's above my pay grade. I mean... Just
I'm pretty
posting
sure our
the
mission
show.
statement just says we don't edit and doesn't have an apostrophe in it.
And it's spelled wrong. It's like D-O-N-E-T.
Yeah. We were trying to spell donut, but no, actually let's do don't. We don't edit doesn't make sense.
Right. I mean, I'll edit a donut. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, I'll edit the fuck out of it.
Damn right, man. I delete that thing.
I edited some donuts over the weekend, actually.
Man, I haven't had a donut in a long time. Like, especially not a real donut. Like, I've had some of those shitty, like, Little Debbie's donuts or something. But
yeah, my donut was okay. It was suspect, but it was okay.
That's too bad. I'll tell you what I miss. Not donuts as much as when you get like those fried cakes ones.
Oh hell yeah, griddle cakes or not griddle cakes?
No.
Yeah, I think they are called fried
cakes. Yeah, they're harder. They're not hard to find, but you don't see them in as many places as traditional donuts.
Yeah, it's basically just like a big old hunk of deep fried lard.
Oh, it's so good
well
though.
They're so good.
So good. Yeah. Especially like I love them with like a nice cup of cider.
You can get them up at Tony's convenience store in Amberfield there, my friend.
Yep, I know. We occasionally will get some. Yeah. They go fast. They go real fast.
Them donuts will change your life.
Those are like I won't say my favorite, but they are a really nice change of pace / treat when you get them.
Now, like, see, what mine I did was, Leah was here over the weekend.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're going to do some pancakes tomorrow morning. So I got up, because I didn't work all weekend. I actually had a 3-day weekend, which is nice.
Nice.
And so I got up and I was like, ran to the grocery store and I was getting pancake shit. And I walked by like the end cap or whatever, and it had Entenmann's baked treats out.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, damn, this brings back memories. Because, like, that was a thing my family would get every so often. We'd get the old Entenmann's Danish.
Right.
You know, or a coffee cake or something. And I'm like, I haven't had one of these in so long. And I'm like, I don't think Leah has ever had this.
Yeah, probably not.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get one of these Danishes. And I grab it and I look at the display and it's buy one, get one free. And I'm like, I shouldn't. I don't need double baked goods in my house.
Yes, you do.
I know me. I know the people I live with. We're all weak.
Yeah. But it's buy one, get one free. I mean, if nothing else, you got to give one to a hobo or something, you know?
Bro, it probably looked like a movie scene. Me just standing there staring at it, and people could have like walked by me, and I would have been in the same spot, you know?
Yeah.
Like the light shifts across me.
Right.
And then I was like, fuck it, and I grabbed some donuts.
Yep.
Donuts.
Oh, I see.
And I'm like, you know what? Because I didn't want that weird, like, waxy chocolate situation.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't want to get another Danish. So I'm like, all right, let me get some of these pumpkin. And they weren't terrible, but I think I didn't want to wait. Man, that was a downward spiral of Entenmann's. We didn't even do pancakes that morning.
Now you just crushed.
Next morning.
I was gonna say you just crushed everything in the waffle iron.
Oh yeah, actually we didn't do pancakes. We did waffles. You are correct.
See, I know. What's up.
I didn't think about that though. I could have smashed a couple of them donuts in that waffle. I'm like,
yeah.
Too bad they're all gone already.
Well, I guess it's time to go buy some more. Woo!
Yeah, that was some rough stuff, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I used to get those occasionally too, and like you said, the problem with the donuts is the chocolate ones have got that weird wax on them.
Yeah, it's like the inside's all like dry and strange, and then it has this weird like it's like a crustacean. It has this weird outer shell.
It is. It's a really weird like waxy chocolate that I'm like, why? What are you doing here? I don't understand this. But
yeah, but the pumpkin ones are just like, you know, it's like some like Steve Entenmann or whatever just jacked off all over them.
Sure, yeah.
As you do.
As you do, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it was all right. Yeah, it was all right. It was a nice little trip down memory lane.
Yeah, I was just going to ask how you felt the Danish held up to nostalgia.
Now that I'm much older man, I go, man, I've had way better cheese Danishes.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't like, you know.
Because we talked on here before
like
about.
I've revisited some stuff. You're like, oh, God, this is terrible.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because nostalgia always makes things better. You know? Like, because you're like, oh, man, back when I was a kid, this was the shit. And then you have it, and you're like, oh, my God, this is horrible. Or.
Like, what the hell was I thinking?
This cartoon was not good, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. It's amazing.
It was.
Yeah, we had.
Wasn't terrible.
My mom.
Leave it at that.
My mom made a carrot cake.
Oh shit! I love me a carrot cake.
Day before yesterday, and yeah, that's been pretty good. You know, it was weird though, because like, you know, this recipe she followed it and stuff, but she made it in like pie pans. And, cause she has cake pans, but she could not find them. We don't know what happened to them. So
weird.
That's my mom. She probably gave them away or something.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway,
meanwhile, I'm over here making sick ass cakes.
I know, right? The only downside was like the outside of it kind of overcooked, you know, so the outside of it's a little dry, but no big deal. You know, you got icing to help you through that. But once you get
a little cream cheese frosting action.
Yeah. But I'm not even saying like it's not even that big of a deal. Like it's almost like if you like if you had something with like a, you know, like a cupcake, you know how you have the paper around it, like if you just peeled that off, like so if you just kind of took off that thin of a ring around the outside of it, it's all super moist and good. It's just that little bit on that outside got a little too dry, but it's
just
good.
making the carrot cake jerky, no big deal.
Yeah, right. But like I said, especially with the icing and stuff, it's like you don't you just don't care because it's, it's still good. So
Yeah, I could go for some carrot cake. I love that shit.
yeah, haven't had any in a while. It was, kind of nice. And also it being homemade, not random ass store one. Like, I went to the grocery store last week and, we had one of those like best customer coupons and it's like, free cookies from the bakery. And I was like, whatever, so I got some like M&M cookies and I was like, God, these cookies just, the only thing that has any taste is the M&Ms.
Right.
Like the rest of it just has no real flavor to it. And it reminds you when you buy pies from like the grocery store,
Yeah.
The crust just has no flavor. So I was like, man, it's like, this is disappointing. I mean, I'm still going to eat them because they're cookies, but it's...
Well, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do, waste them?
Right, but it's also like...
Hell to the no.
Yeah, it's like, also like, it's like so disappointing because I wish these were better cookies.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm a fan of the cookie.
Yeah.
I did it all for the cookie.
No.
The cookie.
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Oh, fine. Anywho, so I mean, besides carrot cake, man, how's your week been?
Oh, not too bad. I went over Friday to pick up Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remaster or whatever the hell they called it.
Have you played it yet?
For a brief minute. I haven't played it a whole lot yet.
I downloaded it myself.
Yeah.
I am enjoying it.
Yeah.
But boy, I gotta get that muscle memory back.
I figured I was going to stink on ice.
Sick combos when I was younger, and now I'm like, it's bad.
Like every time you go to, push off the board, you just fall off of it.
Yeah, might as well.
Dude, just keep crotching yourself.
I am enjoying it. It's a nice trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Especially because they got a lot of just the music, too.
Right. Yeah, they tried to get a lot of it. And they
mixed in some new stuff, which is cool.
Right. Yeah, the sound, that was my thing when I went to reserve it, was why I asked about the deluxe edition, because I had a feeling that maybe the deluxe edition would come with like physical copies of the music or something to that effect, and nope, you just get a skate deck. Not even a skateboard, but a skate deck. It's like the ones that you just hang on your wall, basically. And, I was like, whatever. But when I got over there, they were out of the little tech deck skateboards that I was supposed to get one of those for my pre-order. I was like, what the hell? I pre-ordered this. Why am I not getting one?
Did they give you something else besides a hard time?
Yeah, actually, because Avengers came out the same day, they had a pin set for Avengers that they were giving out. So they were just like, well, here's a pin set from Avengers. So,
yeah, fair enough.
I'm like, okay, that's something, I guess. It's not a big deal. I didn't really give a shit. I was just like, hey, if I'm supposed to get something, give it to me. Damn.
Yeah, y'all owe me, motherfuckers.
Yeah. But while I was there, go ahead.
I was say it is cool. And you and I should hop online and play multiplayer.
Oh! I didn't even realize there was a co-op in it, or a multiplayer. Yeah. Cool. Okay, definitely then. Yeah, for sure.
Right. And we can look like idiots together.
Yeah, be like, who are these two losers trying to skateboard?
Exactly. I mean, I basically made myself in it.
Sure.
Except way thinner, because you can't. There's no body type. It's just thin guy or thin girl.
See, I was actually, that's kind of part of where I'm going. So I'll just kind of push into this, which is, while I was at GameStop, I also had a moment of weakness and was like, I saw a new Madden came out and I was like, well, I mean, I read that there's like a 6-on-6 kind of mode in it that sounds like fun, called the Yard, where it's kind of like backyard football kind of thing. And I was like, that sounds like that could be a fun change of pace, so I went ahead and grabbed that. And also I have Madden 19 because I bought that bundle. They had like hockey, football, soccer,
yeah, right,
and something else. I can't remember. Basketball. It had those 4 in it, and it was like $30 or something like that. And I don't love Madden 19. Like, I've had it for roughly a year, because I bought it well after it came out. I've had it for about a year, and I think I just finished my first season in it. And normally in Madden, I burn through seasons of that game.
Yeah, for sure.
So that should tell you kind of how much I was like, about it. And I got this year's and was playing that, and so much better. so much better for me anyway. You know, and
Right.
not that you know how it is. You buy Madden year to year. Generally, there's like one little tweak, and that's basically you're buying it every year because you want the new players. Like that's literally all you're buying it for. But they have a what do they call it? Face of the franchise mode, where you create your dude. You start out, and it's kind of the presentation on it's kind of neat because it's like it shows you going back to your high school. And you're sitting down for an interview, and the guy's like, he's like, but you've done great things, but this isn't how it started. And then it kind of does like a flashback to you in high school, and then you play games, and it kind of progresses the story like of your career, kind of a thing.
That's interesting.
Which is, I thought was kind of cool. Here's the only part that sucks, and spoilers for anyone who might get it and doesn't want whatever told. It looks like kind of no matter what choices you make, you kind of get the same story.
Oh, that seems like bullshit.
Yeah. Like, my dude gets recruited out of high school. I choose to go to Oregon. And honestly, the only reason I chose Oregon is because they got all the cool different uniforms. And then there's a guy that's like your rival quarterback dude that becomes a wide receiver in like your final high school game, like when you win the state championship or whatever. And he decides to also go there. And then like, because your guy is like, we're going there because of this coach and blah, blah. And then it's like Rich Eisen shows up and he's like, breaking news, legendary coach retires, defensive minded coordinator takes over. And then he has you and the other dude in the office, and he's like, I'm going to split you guys at quarterback. And it's like, the fuck? Like, okay. So, yeah. And dude, I got to tell you this, because it's like the dude you're competing against has like a congenital heart condition. And I'm not shitting you. Like,
that's what they actual.
Yes. That's how you take over the team, because you basically have walked onto the team in high school with like 2 weeks of practice, and then you go tattle, like the guy tells you about his condition, and you go tattle on him to the coach essentially.
Oh, that's bullshit.
I know, right? You don't really even get the choice, like to tattle or not tattle.
Walkers get walkers.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's the thing. Can you imagine literally take a football team, right? If a dude had a condition and you went and tattled on him, the rest of that team would ice you out so bad.
Oh, so hard.
Because first of all, it's a quarterback. He's the team leader. Second of all, ain't nobody like a snitch. You know?
Exactly.
So, like, what the fuck? And no, instead, you take over the team, and it's like, okay. Like, first of all, I'm like, why can't you just outplay dude? Like, why can't he just, I hurt my ankle in the game. You go in.
Oh, my heart.
Right, yeah, like, he blew his, he rolls his ankle real bad, can't finish the game. You come in, lead the team to victory. Then coach goes, hey, next week, you're my guy. I was like, okay, or whatever.
He rolls his aorta.
Yeah. But, dude, as it shows, like, there's a little preview thing in the menu of the game, and it shows, like, key moments from your career. And all the ones it shows, I'm like, huh, those are exactly the things I saw. And it's showing like different colors and uniforms and stuff. So I'm like, so it basically looks like no matter where you go to school, that happens. If you're a quarterback, I chose quarterback. You can choose quarterback, running back, or wide receiver.
But if you want to lead the franchise as a linebacker,
tough shit. You can't.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is kind of bullshit.
Jeez.
But, it was funny, though, because then, like, I hate to give this whole story away, but I have to just because of how ridiculous it is. So each time I play in a game, I throw for, like, 400 yards, like 8 touchdowns, right? I'm just destroying defenses, right?
Right. So
Johnny, heart condition, ends up having to have fucking surgery. Like, in the national championship game, he starts, but then he comes out of the game. I come into the game and it's 6-3. The final score of the game was like 63-6. I come in and just fucking torch the defense. He can't even put a touchdown on the board. I torch the defense, right?
His heart.
Yeah. So he comes out and he's like, "Oh, go finish what we started," you know. And then after the game, you take the championship trophy to like him in the hospital, and then the coach comes.
Set it right on his sternum.
Yeah, dude. The coach comes to your apartment, like you're waiting for him to come back because, of course, you're roommates with the guy you compete with all the time. So coach comes to your apartment and he's like, "Hey, I think the only fair way to go into next season is to announce a starter." And he's like, "We're going to go with Johnny Hart condition." And it's like, the fuck? Like, I just torched the number one defense in the country in the championship game. But
so
I got to...
Clearly, there's no story at all. It's just...
Yeah. And I'm
like...
like...
quote-unquote storyline.
Yeah, like you play, but it really doesn't have any... I mean, maybe it does. Maybe if I played it again and I'm tempted to do that just to see if it gives you different anything.
Right.
But so coach, while he's sitting there, is basically like, well, the way I see it, you have two choices. Basically, like, you can suck it up and be a backup, or you can go pro. And now there is an option there. Maybe if you suck it up and be a backup, maybe the other dude, something happens and you take over. But I was like, fuck you, I'm out of here.
I'm out, bitch.
So, you know, I got drafted. Like, you do, it is kind of neat. You do a couple things for the, like, NFL Combine, basically.
Right.
And then, you know, I got drafted number 10 by the Bears. And
Bears.
So I'm good enough coming out of college at the number 10 spot that I'm the starting quarterback of the Bears. And then what I think is kind of neat, but also kind of weird, is you don't, in the past when I've done the franchise things like this, you play every game and
Right.
you only play the offense, right? Like, you only play the plays you're on the field for. And now you play the whole game.
I mean, wouldn't you rather play the whole game, though?
Well, when I'm doing this mode, yes and no. You know, because it's like I'm about my dude. If I want to play the whole game, I'll just play franchise.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Now you can convert your story into franchise, which I think is cool, and I probably will at some point. Or I might start another one and do it.
Right.
But it's like your first, like it does key moments of your career. Like, you don't play every game of the season. And, like, the last season like, the season I'm in right now, like, one of the goals is, like, beat your rivals, which is the Packers, and fuck the Packers. So, you know, to sweep them.
Right.
You know, and I got... Now, your choices in this can make some differences, because, like, there's a cornerback running his mouth about how they're going to shut us down. And, you know, it's like, you know, respond or leave it alone. So, naturally, I'm like, fuck you, we're going to torch your asses. And then because I said what I said, I have to go out and then throw like 6 touchdowns, you know, which of course I do because I'm me. So, you know,
right.
But it's kind of funny. And of course I'm picking this dude apart all game too. Like, I'm deliberately throwing at him.
I mean, you might as well.
Right. But that kind of thing. And depending on what you say, your goals for the game can change. Like, you know, that cornerback, the next season he's injured for one of the games, and the coach is like, "What do you want to do?" And I'm like, "Let's fucking be more aggressive because he's a good corner." And then my goal is I have to throw like over 30 passes in that game, which is not something I usually need to do, because usually, you know, I get a big lead and then it's like, all right, hand the ball off, you know, just start running the clock. But I was like, okay, so I'm just slant route, just destroying them all game with slants. Just 5 yards, 5 yards, like I'm Tom Brady, you know?
Right.
And whatever. So, but it is kind of weird because, like, you know, I won the Super Bowl my rookie season. Then the next year, we apparently didn't even make the playoffs. So,
like you do.
Then the next year, we lose a couple key guys, and we start out like 6-0, like you do.
Like you do.
So it is kind of weird though, because, you know, like the one, it was like win rookie of the year, and I'm like, but I've only played like 3 games, so I guess hopefully the game sims you well. Like, I'm curious. I kind of wonder if you come out and you just like deliberately played like shit, like you throw for like 50 yards. I wonder how the game projects you down the road versus my rookie game. My first game, I threw for like 400 yards, you know?
Right.
And then on the season, I threw for almost 5,000 yards. So I wonder if I threw for like 50 or 100 yards, if I would come out like only throwing for like 2,500 yards on the season or something. But anyway, enough about all that. No one cares. But anyway, so long story short.
Okay.
No, long story long. The creator thing in Madden fucking sucks.
It used to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, dude, there's the guy I'm using as air quote me looks nothing like me. You can't have like a full luxurious beard in the game. You can't even have my length of beard.
Really?
There's basically like scruff, and that's about the
That's
longest
dumb.
you get. Yeah, you can choose from like mustaches, goatees, or scruff. That's pretty much your options. And it's like, dude, how many guys in the league have a big old thick manly beard now?
Oh yeah, right.
You know, it's like, what the fuck? Like, come on, this shouldn't be difficult here. Like, they got guys with the long, like, Troy Polamalu hair, you know, long, luxurious hair and stuff. So it's like, why no beards?
I mean, it seems like that would be, beards are pretty much a staple anymore.
Yeah, and there's a lot of guys in the NFL with beards. I was like, what? It was like in one of the years, I remember in one of the hockey games, there was like, you couldn't give a guy a beard. And I'm like, what the hell? I can't have a playoff beard? Sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, it does sound like bullshit.
But yeah, it's kind of the same like you were saying in Tony Hawk. I mean, you have a couple different body types, and you know you have your various skin tones, and you can change some stuff. But like none of the noses in the game look anything like mine. In fact, most of them don't even look real. You know, like it's bad.
Right.
They really skipped over the creative thing. You know, the coolest thing in the creative mode is the picking out your, like, gloves and shoes, because they have, like, 1 million different selections for those. Like, I'm wearing, right now, in Bears colors, I'm wearing, like, like the original Air Jordans, which look pretty tight in orange and blue, you know.
Right.
So, also, when you get drafted, you do have the option of where... It's, you know, you're at like a press conference and it's like, you know, do you have a preference for team? I think it forces that team to pick you. Excuse me.
Right.
Or you can just go to whoever. And I went with the whoever because I'm like, look, I'm a Lions fan, but the Lions have Matt Stafford. And there's no way my dude was going to be better than Stafford.
Right.
Unless the game just defaults you as the starting quarterback, which is, you know, kind of bullshit, really. It's like, you should have to try to earn that position. So, yeah. Anyway, I've been playing too much of that.
I mean, you'll have that.
Yeah.
You should definitely pick up some Tony Hawk, though.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I'm going to. I just
Yeah.
haven't yet. I did download it, though. I picked up, I finally got the Lego DC Villains game, too, because they had it super cheap like a week ago. It was like the Ultimate Edition one that has like all the DLC characters and whatnot, and I think it was like, God, what was it, like $12 or something like that? So I grabbed that because, you know, like I love the Lego games, but I refuse to pay anywhere near $60 for one.
Right.
You know, I love playing them. I usually get good replay kind of, or long-term play out of them, but I also am like, I don't know why. I just have an issue paying more than like $20-$25 for one.
I like your meh.
Yeah. So, anyway, there was that, and I checked out the new Muppets show on Disney Plus, which is called Muppets Now.
Muppets Now, huh?
Yeah, and the premise of the show is basically that it's like a bunch of the Muppets have their own like YouTube kind of shows type of thing.
Okay.
And every episode, Scooter has to upload the episodes.
Right.
And like Miss Piggy has a style one, which honestly, the best part about the Miss Piggy ones are she has Uncle Deadly as her personal assistant.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's still a thing.
Yeah, and he's great. That's a great character. I'm glad they brought that character back and use him a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
But easily my favorite ones on there are the Pepe has a game show. And, you know, Pepe is like my favorite Muppet anyway.
Well, yeah.
But he has a game show, and when Scooter is like his assistant, you know, or the announcer kind of guy who talks the rules out and stuff. And he starts going over the rules, and Pepe's basically like, nah, and then he just starts willy-nilly making up rules for the game show as it goes on, and he keeps calling Scooter Scooper. And it's very that one's easily my favorite, but every episode pretty much has a Beaker and Bunsen science experiment kind of thing where there's actual like learning and science, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like a Mythbusters-y kind of thing.
Right.
To where they actually have like a do not try this at home thing in front of it.
That's fun.
Swedish Chef has a cooking show where there's like a celebrity chef every episode that picks something and then they both make their version of it.
Nice.
And by far the best one of that one so far has been Danny Trejo is on there and they're making tacos. And
did he use a machete?
No, but it's funny how him and Swedish Chef almost come to blow, like fisticuffs a few times. It's pretty funny.
Nice.
Some of the sketches are but a lot of them are. I laughed at quite a bit of it, even though they went back to like more classic Muppet humor. Like this isn't as adult as the ABC show was,
right?
But it's still, it's still been pretty good. I've really enjoyed it. There's 6 episodes up as of this recording.
Nice.
There's one I can't think. It's like where one of the Muppets interviews a celebrity, like up close or whatever. And the one I watched last night is Fozzie interviews Seth Rogen, and Fozzie apologizes because he's babysitting, and there's these 2 Muppet type babies, like they're like look like human babies, but they're Muppets, and the one just keeps saying Rogen, like. And I don't know why, but it's so damn funny every time he says it. And, and basically, like, the babies just keep doing things that babies absolutely should not be doing. Like, one has a bottle of poison, one runs with scissors. Like, and Rogan's like, he's like, these are some really badly behaved babies. So that whole sketch was pretty funny. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised, like, because when I saw what it was, I was like, the concept is cool. I like the idea of the Muppets each kind of maybe having their own thing,
their own web show, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff though. And they're
good, clean fun.
It is. It really is. Yeah, and half-hour long episodes. So yeah, I encourage you to check them out.
I enjoy.
Yeah. Well, as I know you enjoy the Muppets, so you'll enjoy it.
You're damn right I do, my friend.
I think you'll like it. Because, like I said, the stuff is pretty good. One of them, Scooter has to run all of the like little clips past Waldorf and Statler. They're the focus group.
Right.
So... you get to have
That's
a little
good focus
taste.
group to have, by the way.
Yeah. The only thing it's funny is you find yourself like the newest episode doesn't have one of the Pepe game shows in it, and I'm like, aw, like you miss it because it becomes what you're looking
like
forward
something
to.
you're looking forward to, right?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, good times.
Good clean fun.
Also, one other thing, because I know you have Hulu, is there's a show on Hulu. There was this, I don't know what exactly it is. There was a show on FX called Cake. And yeah, it's got a bunch of different, it's got some animation, some live action sketch type stuff in it. And, but I've noticed on Hulu, they've started to take all of the recurring ones and just put them in individually. And the one I watched, it's co-created by John Hodgman. It's called Dicktown, and he's a private investigator that works for kids,
right?
And he only works for kids because basically it's the only work he can get, kind of a thing.
That's pretty funny.
So, and he has like a houseboat just because it's sad.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
But the name of the town is actually Richardtown, but everyone calls it Dicktown because Richard, But it's I believe, oh shit, what's his name? Oh, I can't think of the guy's name now. Fuck. The guy behind Aqua Teen, I think, is involved in it.
Oh,
or not
Meatwad.
Aqua Team, not Aqua Team. I'm sorry,
Oh.
Sea Lab. I don't know why I said Aqua Teen. Sea Lab.
Oh,
And the animation is.
I can't think of a Sea Lab character.
No,
God
not a character. I was,
I know. I've just been fucking around.
Oh, all right. But I think you would enjoy it. Some of the jokes and stuff in it are pretty strong.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Already long, already strong, already down to get the friction on.
Yes. To all of that.
Oh, fuck. I might be interested in that.
I only watched one episode of Cake, and it's an interesting show. It feels like something that years ago would have been on like, I can't think what it's called now. Shit. Liquid television.
Yeah, I was like, I could picture the weird intro or whatever.
Yeah, and you know how it is. Like, there's been various networks that have had some weird animation block on since then, but it all goes back to Liquid Television. That was really the first one that.
Yeah, that was the OG.
Yeah, well, think about it. Like, there'd be no Adult Swim if there was no Liquid Television, maybe. Because that really set the tone for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Cake feels like it would have been on there. I enjoyed it. I just haven't watched more of it. So
right.
Yeah.
Cake.
Yeah, that's it. It's just called Cake.
I mean, I do appreciate it. It's just Cake.
Yeah. Well, I kept seeing as I was watching other shows on Hulu, it's like presented by Cake, and it's like, but it doesn't show any
what kind
previews.
Of cake? I love Cake.
Right? I'm like, Cake's delicious. I like the band too. Like, I was like, do they have a new album coming out? Because it's been 100 years since they put out new music.
Accurate. Very accurate.
Yet they keep touring. It's very odd. So, yeah. I recommend that, too. Especially Dicktown. Cake is going to be a different thing. I have a feeling that, much like anything like that, there's going to be hit or miss sketches, of course. Because there's just going to be.
It's nature of the beast, right?
Yep.
Yay.
Yeah, so I think that's basically what I've consumed. Other than I've been trying to really burn through some podcasts. I actually went through and finally did something that I should have done a long time ago, which is podcasts that I'm very far behind on. I finally just stopped the downloads.
You're like, you win.
Well, it's like, listen,
you win.
If I catch up, then I'll start the downloads again, kind of a thing. But until then, it's like, when I'm looking at Star Talk and I'm seeing I'm like 50 episodes behind. Yeah. It's like, I love that show, and I pick and choose what I listen to a lot of times on it, but it's still like, that's a lot. So I'll go through and delete a bunch of them probably, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because, good Lord.
Yeah, I'm so far behind on podcasts.
Yeah. Well, my strategy now.
I'm almost at a point I'm just going to throw my hands in the air.
Well, the way I do it is I refresh my player, and then I go, okay, are there, certain ones like, Bill Burt I usually listen to right away, and, Chip Chipperson, those kind of ones. And it's like, after I get through those, then it's like, usually what I'll do is I'll pick one and start attacking it. And, it's like, okay, like I've been trying to get caught up on Fake Doctors, Real Friends. Because I think they put out 2 a week, which I fucking hate. I hate shows that put out
behind, right?
Yeah, that's always my thing when I see a show puts out 2 or so times a week, and I'm like, man, like odds are I'm going to fall behind on this, Right. I mean, unless it's a short podcast, like Planet Money has The Indicator. They're like 10 minutes long. It comes out like 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, fine.
Sounds like a sweet DJ name.
The Indicator?
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, just saying.
Well, that's your new DJ name.
Sick.
So, anyway, how about you? What have you consumed / done, whatever?
I obviously I had a nice 3-day weekend, and boy, did I make the most of this fucking weekend, my dude.
Yeah, slept all weekend?
Oh, man. Sometimes I wish, but nah.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, Thursday, I actually had Thursday off, too. Because Friday night, I apparently ate some bad mayonnaise.
Oh, that's a good time.
Or not Friday night, Wednesday night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, food
Like,
poisoning sucks a lot.
Yeah, like I never call off work.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I told you.
I think
The only
it was
two
going on
times.
4 a.m,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I haven't slept yet, and I'm still dying. I'm like, I'm calling off right now.
Right.
There's no way I'm going in.
Yeah, that's why I said in the years I worked at Family Video, I called off twice, and both times for food poisoning. Because that's just the one thing I absolutely can't work through.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm not, and part of me was like, you'll be fine. Just go in and be tired. I'm like, what are you doing? Stupid brain, get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, and immediately my mind flashes Pulp Fiction. That's just pride fucking with you.
That it is.
Pride.
It really is, though, you know, because that's one of those. That's one of those that I think most people can sympathize with. If you're like, yo, I got food poisoning. Most people, it's similar to like someone getting a nut shot, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like
absolutely.
you're just like, oh, you know, kind of a thing. And I think when you're like, hey, I had food poisoning, people are like, oh, you know, because everybody knows when you become a human sprinkler, it's no good, you know?
Yeah, but it's like, it's funny though, because when I went to work on Friday, like most of the people at work were like, "Oh, hey man, are you okay? Is everything all right?" And I told them like, "Yeah, just bad food." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah."
Everyone, because they're like, "Man, you're always here."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and everyone checked in on me though to make sure I was okay, except my boss. He didn't say a word. Like, you fuck, you know.
He's like, "Do you know how many times I came to work shitting myself?"
Asshole. But yeah, so that was a rough little day, but it was nice to have, because it was a beautiful day out. And by the time I like slept, and I still felt weird most of the day, but
yeah,
I was just like, you know what, whatever. I'm home. I'm gonna enjoy myself. Fuck this noise, you know.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean,
yeah.
You know, once you've called off, it's like, I know a lot of people will continue to feel guilt, and that's how we used to be. Where it's like,
God, I'm so not that guy anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like back in the day, I know you and I both would have been the type of, we called off, we would have felt guilty all damn day. Now it's like, I don't think I would. I think I'm at that point now. I'd be like, hey, look, I got to take care of myself.
Yeah, that's exactly. I called off, and I was like, whatever. I even text dude at work with one, because, you know, whatever, he needs to actually work hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But I was just like, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm taking care of me. I'll be back tomorrow.
Right.
And if I'm not, whatever. I'll see you guys Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I think key in that too is that you did go back the next day in the work ethic part, because had you taken another day off, then everybody would have been like, oh, Tony just wants a week off, basically, you know?
Yeah.
So, whereas by going in that next day, it's kind of like, okay, he probably wasn't faking it because he came back on Friday.
Yeah, they're like, well, plus it's like, who calls off on a Thursday?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Had you called off Friday, nobody would have believed you. For sure.
Exactly.
Everybody would have been like, he's faking it, you know, because we've been on the other side of that, and we've been there faking it, you know?
Oh, amen. Yeah, absolutely.
Because most times that's probably what's going on. But
yeah, I work with a guy that calls off, and I honestly don't know how he has the fuck? Oh, there's a cat shitting in the next room. Like, what is all that scratching noise?
Oh, yeah. Someone trying to
I
get out of the wall you bricked them in?
Yeah, apparently. They got they call off, I don't know how many Mondays. It's like, really? It's always a Monday.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. It's like, somebody went too hard in the paint on Thursday or Sunday, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. No. You go hard on Friday, Saturday, you ease off on Sunday because you got to go back on Monday. Like, come on.
I know, right?
Are they younger or older?
Younger than me, but old enough to know better.
Okay, all right. Because, like, if they're 20, it's like, well, there is no break. You know, like, you go all the way. When you get into 30s, into 40s, it's like it's mostly break. You know, like everything you do, you're kind of pumping.
I know I'm older than this dude is, but he's old enough he should know better.
Yeah, all right.
So whatever.
Yeah, can't blame youth then. All right.
No, exactly. But it was funny because that Friday morning, it's like my early morning to go to work. At least it's not as early as it used to be. It used to be 4:30. Now it's 5:30.
Yeah.
But as I walked out of the house, I closed the door behind me, and I think my neighbors were partying the night before. Because I closed the door and I just hear from the direction of their backyard, I just hear, oh, I'm awake. I'm like, God damn it, guys.
Oh, man.
Like, at first, it kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh, gosh, should I go check on that guy? And I'm like, you know what? He's a grown-ass man.
Yeah. You know what you
He'll be
need?
all right.
What you need for some funsies is just, a little sleeve of some firecrackers and just light them and toss them over there.
Yeah, right.
Just before you head off to work, just light them up, wing them over the fence, and just, go about your business.
Like, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, yo. Also, I mean, Brian, you and I, we enjoyed some Pavlovs.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That was this week, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was this week.
Yeah. That felt so
You
weird.
went and had some delicious craft brews, and you got yourself a nice pizza delivered.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it actually was pretty good. I haven't
Actually, you know what? That was the bad Mayo day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Because I felt fine while we were drinking.
Yeah,
all that.
yeah, you certainly seemed fine.
And,
yeah.
like, I woke up at like 1:30 in the morning, and that's when all hell was breaking loose.
Well, that's too bad. Yeah. Well, I'm glad it held off at least that long, because that would have.
Yeah, same here. That would have been a problem.
Yeah.
I would have felt bad for absolutely annihilating their bathroom.
Right, like nobody else in there too, so it's not like you could have been like, boy, the guy before me. Yeah. You're like, dude, you were the only one that's been in there, like, today at all. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Ghost?
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, the old bad Mayo, but yeah, the Pavlovs, dude.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that place.
Yeah.
I wish I lived a little. I don't live that far away, but I wish I lived closer.
Yeah. Yeah.
They make some good ass beer.
They do. Yeah. It was nice because it was seriously. That's the first time I've done that since quarantine started.
Right.
And man, that felt weird. Like when we first sat down and there were a few other people out there, and we were spaced pretty well, but
oh yeah, for sure.
The fact that there were still other people out there, I was like, God, this feels so weird. Like, I'm not even going to lie. My first instinct almost was like, we should drink inside because there's people out there.
Right.
And there was nobody inside really. So, we would have been the only ones in there. But it wasn't long after we got there that everybody else was like, screw it, we're out of here. Probably because we were coughing.
Their beer garden's pretty nice, honestly.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
So,
I enjoyed that evening out.
Yeah, me too. And
we should definitely do that more often.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before it gets too cold.
Yeah. Well, and especially with, if like we went there on, what was that, a Wednesday we went? I think. Yeah, it was a Wednesday because I goofed and forgot I was supposed to record a podcast that night.
Oh, yeah, right.
But, if they're not that busy, that definitely would be awesome, Because clearly we're not trying to hit it on a weekend because I've seen it on a weekend. It's full. So yeah. Good times though.
Yeah, it was good times.
And good beer for sure.
For sure. I've had a nice little weekend of beer myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here. What did we do? Leah came over, which was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And we played some D&D because Logan came over on Saturday. We basically played D&D for like all night.
Oh, nice.
Finally finished out the dungeon we were in, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But earlier that day, we went out to Maumee Bay State Park because I'm like, it's going to be the warmest day of the weekend. Let's go out there and we'll like do like a picnic. I'm like, we'll grab some hot dogs and stuff, and I'll fill up like a paper bag full of charcoal we can light on fire, and one of those like, weird freaking, HIV grills that are set up.
Yeah. They're not bad if you take some foil with you.
Yeah.
Or something to cover it, then it's not so bad.
Well, they're not bad if there isn't 40-mile-per-hour gusts.
Oh, yeah, that probably doesn't help.
So we get out there, and it was like an overcast. Well,
you didn't just stand over it and put your, or just put a shirt over it? I mean...
Well, let me rewind real quick. On the way out there, we stopped at the Kroger's that's on like that end of town, which is a weird end of town.
Yeah.
And immediately we walk in, you're like, no one here knows how to wear a mask, clearly.
Yeah.
Everyone's beak's hanging out. Everyone's weird. There's some random old guy like spazzing out and throwing shit in his cart. Some guy's walking by yelling at his wife, like, where's your fucking phone? And I was just like, this place is bizarre.
Wow, all right.
Yeah. So we grabbed our shit real quick, like just like I said, hot dogs, little tiny bottle of mustard to ketchup, and everything you need for a little picnic, some chips and shit.
Yeah.
Bag of ice, and we get out, and as I fill up the cooler, I'm looking at it, I'm like, we should have got the bigger bag of ice because it's not enough ice.
Right.
But I'm like, whatever. I got to get gas. I'll just get ice at the gas station. Well, as you're leaving that Kroger's, I don't know if you've ever been one of these or if you have. It's probably been forever. But they have a drive-through convenience store out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You remember, or I'm sorry, drive-through party store.
Yeah. We used to go to one all the time when I worked at Hollywood because one of the people we knew worked at one.
Oh, there you go.
And then we found out, like, 2 years later when she got fired that apparently a lot of the booze we had probably wasn't paid for. Like, we had no knowledge at the time, but yeah, I was like, oh, wow, okay. Apparently she had been stealing.
Right.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Not awesome. Don't
Not
do
awesome
that.
at all?
Don't do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my daughter was blown away, and Michelle too. They were both like, "What is that?"
Yeah, you don't see them much.
No, I'm like, it's what it looks like. It's a convenience store.
Yeah.
That you drive into and you just tell the people
Yep.
what you want.
Yep.
So they're like, oh, okay. So I'm like, hey, I was
way
like,
better than the ones that like late at night where they're completely locked and you have to walk up to the plexiglass window and be like, I'm gonna need this, and they have to walk around the store and get it for you.
yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I like the drive-through ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, we drive inside and the guy's like, what do you need? I'm like, big bag of ice, and I was like, State Park.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to bring alcohol on there.
Right.
At least in Ohio. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm like, get rid of that 6-pack of Truth IPA. And then like we're driving up to the register and Lee's like, oh, get gummy sharks. I'm like, all right, throw some gummy sharks in this order. It was a whole thing.
Sure.
But yeah, they're both like they'd never experienced that before.
Yeah. It was pretty weird. Like, I remember the first time I went to one, because we left work and, somebody was like, oh, we should go to KJ's or K&J's, whatever it was called, out in Sylvania. Right. I don't know if you remember that place or not, but.
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah.
We're like, all right, we roll through there and, I was like, what the fuck? Cause I expected we'd pull in, I'd get out and we'll go to the convenience store. And then I was like, no, stay in the car. We just drive through. I was like, oh.
Yeah, there used to be the cottage I used to go to when I was a kid with my dad.
Yeah.
There was one of those out there, and we would hit it all the time.
Right.
Why wouldn't you?
Sure. Well, a lot of times
the only thing they got me was they charge you an extra 50 cents because they didn't have cash. They're like, if to run your card, it's an extra 50 cents. I'm like, well, you already handed me the beer and put the ice on top of my cooler. What am I going to do?
Yeah. Drive off.
Like, I'm in the middle of your fucking building.
Yeah, drive off, like I said. Like, that'll teach them.
Yeah, that'll learn you how to charge you 50 cents.
Well, since you charge extra for cards, I'm going to have to charge you whatever all this stuff costs and just drive off.
Yeah, and leave you 2 rubber marks in the middle of your building.
Right, till you go to leave, and the dude just hits a button and big old tire shredders pop up. Like, damn. They mean business. And he goes,
the old drive-through party store. It feels really weird buying alcohol in your car.
Yeah, yeah, I imagine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's not very many places around here where you can do that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that feels weird. And it's every time I've ever done it, it feels weird. But it's like, well, whatever.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, so we get out to Maumee Bay, and it's right on the lake, and it was kind of like an overcast day, and like when the sun was out, it was hot. But there was a lot of cloud cover by the time we got out there.
Yeah.
And actually, it wasn't as busy as I thought it was going to be, because I'm like, I don't know what we're getting ourselves. It's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Don't know what we're getting into here. And so we went to the beach on the lakeside, and we like dragged the cooler out there, and got ready to go swimming. Put one foot in the water. It was so cold. Dude, it was so cold. And we had a hot summer. I can't believe how cold the lake is already.
That is surprising, yeah, because you're right. We've had a very hot summer for us.
Yeah. I'm like, it's been so hot this summer, that lake's still going to be warm. Oh, God, no. So I'm like, well,
people been throwing all their extra ice in it,
Maybe something. Jesus. Well, I was like, all right, well, let's grab our shit. We'll go over to the lagoon side because it's always warmer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we go to the other beach. Same thing, drag all our shit out, get in the water, and it was warmer, but barely. But we actually went out and, like, by swim, I mean, walked out and, talked basically to each other because we're just like I was up to my shoulders under the water because once you go under, once you get out, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, we just sat out there and talked, and then we started smelling someone cooking food. We're like, oh, let's get some food going.
Yeah.
So
you just went and stole their food, right?
Yes.
Because it was already cooked. I mean.
Well, it was so windy too, man. Somebody almost got taken out by some umbrellas and shit. It was I saw a lady get hit in the head by a rogue volleyball.
Wow.
There was a whole situation going on.
A cow blew through.
Accurate.
The hell's going on?
But so, we see a couple picnic tables that got the rogue grill set up. And I'm like, there's our joint. It's in the middle of the sun so we can get warm.
Yeah.
And we're setting up, and I'm like, it was so windy. I'm like, there is no way I'm getting this charcoal lit with this.
Yeah.
How windy it is.
Right.
And even if it does get lit, because I got the lump charcoal and I got my charcoal chimney.
Yeah.
I'm like, I might melt this fucking grill. That shit burned so hot, and it was like facing the wind.
Oh,
like, if
wow.
I throw a hot dog on it, it's gonna be gone.
Perfect. Perfect. So you just ate them raw? Yeah.
Well, so I sat there. I'm telling you what, I don't think we're cooking hot dogs. And that's when Logan was texting me like, oh, yeah, let's play D&D. And I'm like, we'll go home. We'll make the dog go home. We'll have hot dogs and D&D.
Yeah.
Deal. And the whole time we're doing this, there's this dude set up like a couple tables down from us, and he's probably $130 soaking wet, big beard, covered in just shitty tattoos. And he's trying his damnedest to get his charcoal to light.
Yeah.
Like he's trying and trying and trying. And like, I kept checking it out because, I think that's a guy thing. Like, oh, he's trying to start fire.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then at just one point I just hear him yell, fuck! And he's like staring up at the clouds like it's the clouds' fault.
Well, he was cursing the heavens is what he was doing,
And he's just like, goddamn wind!
Yeah.
And that's why I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's why we're not having hot dog.
Right. Well,
right
it is a shame, like you kind of plan something like that. And there really, like you said, there is not much you can do because, first of all, most people they're not going to have a chimney like you have with you.
Yeah, I came prepared to light charcoal.
Right, and that's the thing. Is like without one of those, I can't imagine trying to get anything going out there.
God, it would have been brutal.
Even with that, like you said, with all that wind
he
and
was
stuff.
Dousing his shit in lighter fluid
God.
too.
So if he did
dousing it,
oh man! So if he did finally get it going, it might be like a ball of fire just blow into the sky.
Well, I from what I could tell is he would get it, and then just the briquettes wouldn't catch because the wind would just
the wind was just
so
too much.
windy.
Yeah, and that's why I was joking about hunching over it or throwing a shirt over it because that's about the only way you would have been able to really get anything going.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right?
Not catching a shirt on fire. I mean, like covering it so it could have a chance.
Put up a block or something.
Yeah, it is too bad that for those they don't make. I don't know that there isn't some like extender kind of thing that flips up for if it's for when it's windy to maybe kind of help.
I think they just go, you fucked.
Yeah, basically.
Like, you don't eat today.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is really if the conditions like that aren't ideal, it's like you said, you should just pretty much just pack it in and go have your hot dogs somewhere else or just grab something else to eat.
But the highlight though, Maumee Bay, because we sat there and we ate some chips, I drank a beer, Yeah.
Lawbreaker.
And this lady's, I know, highly illegal. Yeah. This lady's walking up and she's got maybe 2 or 3 bags and she's just yelling. She's like, Pete, just yelling.
Oddly enough, there's no one named Pete there.
And she drops her to the point she just drops her bags. And then here comes the white trash idiot cursing the clouds. He comes sauntering over. Oh, it looks like you need a little help, so I'm not going to help you with. And she's like, I'm just waiting for my husband to unlock the car.
She's like, dude, you weigh 130 pounds. Come back when you grow a chest.
Accurate.
Like you going to help me with something.
But dude, this guy comes off the beach looking like a fucking pack mule. And he's just like, why are you yelling at me? He's like, oh, I came up here all this way and the car's not unlocked. He's like, I was getting all our stuff. They're just arguing.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
Bet that car ride was fun.
Oh God, I'm like, boy, she sleeps like a cunt. He seems like a beaten man.
Yeah, well, that'll happen.
Yeah, it was interesting, but we wrapped our shit up and headed home. That's why we played D&D. But it was a good little day at Maumee Bay. I gotta say, it's been a while since I've been out there, and I was really enjoying. Like, I haven't cooked on one of those grills in so long. I was like, this will be fun.
Yeah,
You know?
I've seen a few people on Instagram where they post on them, and the ones that get me are the ones where there's like no foil on them, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that.
Well, bro, here's how unprepared I was. I'm like unpacking everything, and I'm like, fuck, I don't have tongs.
Oh, did
And
you?
then I'm like, fuck, we don't have paper plates.
Hey, you don't need a paper plate anyway.
Well, but I had like my utility tool, and it's got like a probably a 6-inch knife
There you
blade. I'm
go.
like, I'll just stab the hot dogs
Yep.
and flip them.
Yep.
You know.
That'll work.
Yeah, that's all I was like. I'll figure this out. I got things in the car I can do stuff with.
Right.
But then just the wind wasn't gonna do it.
Turned out it didn't matter anyway. Yeah.
Didn't matter anyway. Exactly.
Perfect.
And then yesterday we watched another Sharknado movie.
Nice. So what are you up to now? 4?
Yeah, we just
Okay.
watched 4, which I think is a low point in the series that I've seen so far.
I don't.
Because here's what I picture. Like, they're like, we're making Sharknado.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous, but we're going to make it.
Yeah.
And then it was a surprise hit. And then I feel like Sharknado 2, they hit their stride.
Right.
But it's like every movie, they have to get more over the top.
Yeah, because that's the reason people really dug into those movies.
Yeah, so I'm like, the fourth one was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
That we're all like, well, this isn't even like really fun anymore. Like nuclear NATOs and
it's like you went too far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you jumped the Sharknado,
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if the next one is going to be even more crazy or if they're going to rein it in
I
a
don't
little.
remember, honestly. It's tough because trying to think back on them, they all kind of blur because they're all
they're all basically the same shit.
Yeah, and it's like, which one had... Yeah, so I don't remember.
Yeah, well, it's all right. No spoilers. So
no, I wouldn't anyway because I can't remember. I can't remember enough to separate them,
But yeah, we did that. We did some more perler crafts. That was fun.
Cool, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to Fossil Park in Sylvania. It's the worst thing ever. Don't go.
No, I haven't. But
it's like, oh, sick. It's like, oh, this park, you can go dig fossils. I'm like, that's cool. Because, Leah's like, let's go to a park or something. All right. And you have to, because COVID, I get it. You have to make reservations, which we didn't have. So, like, let's just walk around the park. It's basically just a fenced-in concrete path around the outside of this place where you dig fossils, and that's it.
Okay.
Like, this park is
now. So, do they pre-plant the fossals?
It's right next to the quarry out there, so I'm assuming they do. I don't know.
I just, how there's some places where they'll be you go learn about out west where you can learn about the gold rush or whatever, and it's and you can panhandle and there's some planted gold basically or fake gold.
Paying for gold in the creek.
Yeah. Oh man, I found a 12-pound rock, and it's just fake gold.
I mean, Leah seems to think that Logan, when he was in elementary school, had a field trip there.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask him about it if he actually did, because I need to know more.
Right. Okay.
But yeah,
I could see that being cool for little kids.
Yeah, little kids could do, but like me, I like fossils. I'm like, fuck, we can go look at fossils. That's cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not. It doesn't seem like that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Although when we were walking around, because we went down this one path that we're pretty sure we weren't supposed to go down. And I found basically a fossil. I found an old pole top beer can top.
Now that's a fossil.
Yeah, I was like, I picked it up and Leah's like, what are you doing picking up garbage? I'm like, no, this is old.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see this shit anymore.
Yeah, because it's those were on beer cans that your dad would have drank when he was younger, probably.
Exactly.
Even when we were younger, I think they had moved past them. Yeah.
None of the rest of the cans there at all. Just
Meanwhile,
I would have been genuinely curious to know what a can that was attached to.
It's probably someone's family heirloom, Lucky pull tab. That their dad had it on him when he, proposed to their mom, and he won $1 million in the lottery and all this other shit. And
right.
Somehow you just found it, and you'll just use it as a keychain or something.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That would be a sick ass,
Scratch your balls with it, whatever.
Yeah, just slices up your legs and
Oh
pockets
yeah,
and shit.
that'd be no good. No good. Those things have sneaky, sharp parts on them sometimes.
Right. Oh man.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah,
that
but
does seem kinda cool.
I mean, it is what it is. We had a nice little Sunday, and then I took her back to her ma's, and like today, well, yesterday, I told Michelle, I'm like, well, let's do something random tomorrow because we both got the day off.
Yeah.
And we just decided to just go to Cleveland.
All right. I mean, listen.
Just woke up in the morning.
I've heard more. My mom and dad one day just were like, they wanted, like a hot dog with slaw on it, right? And you don't back, and I'm talking in like the 90s, right? You never saw shit like that around here,
Right.
But they knew in West Virginia they had them, so they just decided one day they were like, "Fuck it, let's go to West Virginia." And they just drove to West Virginia for a hot dog. Literally,
I
admire
shit like that.
Yeah, that was just it. Now, granted, I have family in West Virginia also, so they did run by real quick and say howdy to everybody, but and stayed overnight and then came home. But it was still still the idea that driving to West Virginia is not like Cleveland. You can go do something and come back in the same day. West Virginia, that's a little different. That's a longer drive.
Yeah, that is a long ass drive.
My parents are those kind. They were those kind. Well, my dad was. My mom is that kind of person.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did. It was nice. I just like I made reservations yesterday to make sure the dog, Bomber, because Poe's fine if we leave her for a while by herself, but Bomber's still too young.
Yeah, for sure.
So got her in the dog border, and we just dropped her off at 9 and headed east.
Yeah, nice.
And unfortunately, it poured fucking rain.
Oh yeah, because the rain from here last night was there today.
Oh my God! It was like.
And it's always worse there because of the lake. Yep.
Dude, the last 10 minutes of that drive was intense, like flooded highway intense.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got there and we, we're like, what do you want to do? Like, let's go to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I haven't been there since it opened.
I've still never been there. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Went today and they got all, I like the last time I was there, basically was rushed through the museum way quicker than I wanted to be rushed through it.
Yeah.
And I want to hang back, look at all this because it's cool to see like handwritten lyrics.
Yeah.
From, musicians you like and what it's written on.
Yeah, right.
Or set lists or, it's just, I love that kind of, so, we took our time and went through it. It was nice.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm like you. I'd want to take it in like that too.
Yeah. It was just
well, you saw it. Even when we were at that, the Chicago Art Museum, I was trailing, me and Heno were trailing pretty far back from everybody else because we were soaking as much in as we could kind of a thing. We weren't really rushing through.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, it was very cool. It's been a while since I've been there, and there's so much more there now.
Which is good, because, you don't want it to be the same thing every time you go. Yeah, otherwise, you'll never go again, right?
Right. But yeah, it was cool to do that, and then, we're it was still kind of raining, and, as Leah calls them, Michelle's tangles, her tender ankles, her feet were acting up.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we're not going to walk and find food. So let's hop in the car. I was like, you know what? Right over by Great Lakes Brewing, it's this whole Western market area. It's so cool. There's all kinds of little places to eat and shit. I'm like, let's just go over there. Because Labor Day and COVID, everything's closed.
Oh, right.
Like Great Lakes Brewing right now isn't doing dine-in at all. No patio, just takeout.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we get over there and we're looking at our phones because it was pouring rain. We just didn't want to get out and start walking around.
Yeah.
And we found right across the street from where we parked, there's a place called Town Hall.
Mm.
Bro. So good.
Nice.
I think it's the first time Michelle's eaten in a restaurant since COVID started.
Yeah.
So she was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it's understandable.
The patio's closed.
Yeah.
It's
either that or you eat in the car, get some takeout and sit in the car. Yeah.
But it was their whole thing is they're basically fuck big government. So all their stuff's locally sourced, and they had keto shit on their menu. It was, they had 32 beer taps.
Wow.
Dude, it was
Nice.
It was some good. I got
All
sausage
right.
gravy and biscuits, and it was legit as fuck.
Nice.
Because they're still doing brunch, so it was nice.
Nice. Man, I haven't had that in
Right?
a long time.
I know. That's why I saw it on the menu. I looked
Man.
around. I'm like, this place probably makes a good sausage gravy, and it was good.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
we've talked many a times, biscuits are important too,
Oh yeah, everything was good.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Kind of like that for sure.
Oh yeah, it was delightful. Yeah, we just hung out there, and then we just kind of walked around. I was hoping the Western Market was going to be open because it's in like this old, really cool Art Deco building, but that was closed.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything was closed. That's why I told her, I'm like, we'll have to come back when it's
Not COVID. Yeah.
not COVID and not Labor Day, and
Right.
you can actually walk around, check out some of this cool stuff.
And also maybe, not raining and
Yeah, exactly. But like one of the reasons I also went to Cleveland is because I got my well, you can't see it, Brian, I don't think.
Yep.
But I got my jug of beer back here fermenting still,
Oh, nice, yeah.
and I'm gonna bottle this weekend, but I don't have enough bottles. Like I did my math wrong,
Oh.
so I'm like, shit, I needed like probably 12 more bottles or something.
Oh, okay.
So all the homebrew stores are closed, but there was one open. At least according to Google Maps, right? It was
Right.
just outside of Sandusky. So I'm like, all right, on the way back, I'm going to hit this homebrew store, buy some bottles, and I'll bottle tonight before I podcast.
Yeah.
Drive to Sandusky. Closed. God damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've been kind of like part of me is like, well, I could just still bottle them and I'll have leftover, but I've been looking online and what to do if you don't have enough bottles. People are just like, just wait. They're like, extra aging it'll actually make it better probably.
Okay, I was going to ask that because
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
I'm
know
like,
if there's
all right.
kind of like a tipping point or not.
Not really.
Okay.
So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
so that's I mean I whacked down 2
Well,
beers while we're
you know what
podcasting here.
You know what you ought to do is
What's up?
make sure keep 1 or 2 or whatever from the early batch versus the late batch then and see to where you can do kind of a side by side
There's
or
a difference
something.
or whatever.
Yeah. Just kind of, see the difference or taste the difference, I should say.
Well, no, I got to bottle it all at once
Oh, okay.
because you got to add more sugar before you
Oh,
bottle
right,
it, so
right.
it carbonates. So it's just like it's just gonna keep staying the
Yeah.
big mouth bubbler as they call it back there.
All right. I was wondering what
And-
that thing was.
Yeah, it's just gonna hang out and probably bottle this weekend
Nice.
because that's my goal now. Is like, all right, well now I got to buy I got to do a count because I got some bottles outside soaking in water to get the labels and shit off them.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to do my count and see how many more beers I got to whack down this week.
Yeah, boy, it's
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, fuck, I've been recycling so many bottles lately.
yeah. Well,
I should have just been
like I
hanging
said,
on to them. I thought I had enough.
Yeah,
What are you going to do?
yeah. It isn't much, especially with the homebrew stores closed.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I honestly didn't want to just go buy bottles. It's like, fuck, I go through bottles like
Yeah,
crazy.
right. And I don't. I think almost all the beer I have is in cans right now, so I can't even be like, "Hey, I can help you out a little bit." I got
a shitload
nothing.
of canned beer in my fridge right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm kind of bumming, but it's like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, twist my arm. No, I got to enjoy some delicious
Oh,
brews.
Yeah,
oh, God.
sounds terrible. Yeah.
Sounds horrible, doesn't
Oh, no.
it?
What are you gonna do? Oh wait, enjoy delicious beer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it was
Cool.
it was actually weird too because we on the way out of Cleveland.
Yeah.
Because we left earlier than I thought we were going to. We just took what do they call it, the Ohio Coastal Highway.
Okay.
It just goes right along the lake.
Okay.
It's weird because it kind of looks like the old West End in Toledo. I know I'm going local, but it's big old houses,
Right.
right? And then you got lakeside and not lakeside, and then you start hitting these basically mansions, like huge houses that are brand spanking new.
Right.
Like 4-car garages. Tim Burton wrought iron gates and shit.
Yeah.
And then you hit an area that's just like you could feel the poverty.
Yeah, which is pretty typical for. I mean, at least I'm sure it's this way at other places too, but I know for sure around these parts, it's
it's
that
just
way. It seems
it's-
like you're in an area and you're like, wow, look at these houses, and then like 2 streets from there, you're like, wow, these houses are in shitty condition.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was like. It was like, wow, not big houses in good shape. And I was like, these are cool to look at. And then it was kind of like, whoa, these houses are crazy. What do these people do? Who are these people?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is what happened.
Yep.
It's just so weird.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Just
a
Ohio.
shame, too, because you look at it, it's like they built all these houses, which means they cleared out all that land to build all these brand new big old houses. And it's like, and yet you have all these other houses that are just, it's like, businesses. Whenever you see a business that it's like, a new one comes to the area or whatever, and they're like, oh, we're going to raise it, and then put a whole new, and you're like, but there's all these anchor stores sitting empty around, and they're like, we don't care.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like we don't care.
Well, it's like we pulled over because there's a park. Well, it was actually a boat launch, but we both had to take a leak. I'm like, this place probably has a bathroom. They did.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, because I love being by the water. So I was sitting there like on the fenced area, just looking at Lake Erie. I'm like, man, this is nice. And I'm like, out of curiosity, I'm going to pull up Zwillow. I'm going to see how much these houses are around here.
Yeah. Right.
Some of them were in the millions.
Right.
But there was one for sale not too far from that park. It was $190,000. I'm like, well, I'm going to look at it, right?
Yeah.
Not that it's anything I can afford right
Right,
now.
but still, you're just looking. Yeah.
But I'm looking, and it's, get this, super outdated house, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, $190,000.
Oh my God. Wow.
It's just because it's lakeside.
It's where it is.
You go out on the back deck and you look at the lake.
Oh, so that's exactly what you're paying for.
You're paying for the land.
Yeah, it might as well be a shanty, but it faces the lake.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the pictures in the house. I'm like, God, this is so outdated.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right.
And then you see the yard in the back of the house. I'm like, oh.
It'd be great for somebody who, especially like if you were an older couple or something to that effect, like your kids are already gone, they're not going to come visit.
You don't
or
need
something.
a lot of house.
Yeah, and you're going to be out on the lake or near the lake for most of the time anyway. I could totally see that.
Oh, yeah.
But otherwise, it's like, like you're saying, it's like it's amazing how you can go to various other parts of this area and $190,000 to buy you a big house.
Oh, a huge house.
Like four bedroom kind of, like.
Yeah. Full finished basement, like
yeah.
3 or 4 bathrooms.
Right. Yeah. Super nice house for that same money. It's amazing how.
Yeah.
Just it's on the lake, makes that much difference.
It's
like,
crazy.
but it's like a $50,000 house. You can't tell me that the lake is worth $140,000.
Oh, but it is.
But it is. It sure is. Yep.
Because people pay for the view.
Totally. Yep.
Which I get. I mean, that's.
I never will, but I understand people liking it, but I'm just very much the like, yeah, but if I live like a couple streets over, I can probably save $40,000,
Yeah, I mean, I get that too. Like I always feel most at home, like by water like that. Yeah. I don't know why. That just draws me to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I could see, obviously that's not in my future at all right now, anything like that, but I could see eventually me wanting to be by water.
Yeah.
Because I just feel good by it.
Yeah. Actually, the ones that make less sense to me are like up here where I live. Yeah. Because if you look in the area, you run into the same thing. Like there's certain areas up here where houses are like $300,000, $400,000. And then like literally the street, 2 streets, 3 streets over, the houses are like $60,000, $70,000.
Right.
And you're like, okay, this house is $70,000. It's 3 bedrooms, 1, maybe 2 bathrooms. It doesn't have like massive empty land. Like a lot of these big houses up here just have all this land and it's just yard.
Yeah, it's like an old cornfield that they split up into residential.
Yeah, but now it's just grass. It's just yard. Yeah. That's it. There's nothing, and it's like, I'm the type to be like, I don't want all that because that means I gotta maintain all of that.
Yeah, when I see those houses out in the middle of the country like that, they don't appeal to me because I like trees.
Oh, that's fair too, because most of them aren't near any sort of anything. They're just, it's a house. There's a huge open space. Yeah, maybe
they'll have baby trees. Some landscaper planned so it looks cool out in their mountain yard.
Right, like maybe in 20 years you'll have trees.
Yeah, I like trees. You know, that's why I like the neighborhood I'm in. We got a lot of trees. In
Yeah,
this
you
neighborhood.
do have a lot over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just like, it's so weird to me how the property stuff works, but
Yeah, I hear you.
especially because most people buying those houses, it's like you don't need all that house. Like, what are you doing?
No, I think a lot of people buy huge houses just because they can.
Right, and they want to buy. They want, obviously you want to buy in a neighborhood that is on the rise versus the decline. But it's like, if more people bought on the areas that are in a decline, that would raise the houses because that creates demand. If all of a sudden there's demand for houses in this area, the prices will start going up because there'll be fewer and fewer. Just,
Like, I hope I never get to the point where I'm making money and I'm just like, I've got all this money now. I just need a big, dumb house.
Yeah.
I just don't ever see myself doing it because I see these big, dumb houses.
Yeah. Like some of these athletes that have like 4 houses and they're each like $5 million.
Yeah.
And you're like,
fuck, my parents have a big, dumb house.
Yeah.
And they build up the sole purpose of, well, we're going to throw parties for, because that's what they do.
Right.
We want to have room for people to stay over if they need it. And plus the grandkids.
Right.
I get it.
Sure.
But like when I was going through everything I was going through a couple of years ago and I was staying there and they were in South Carolina, do you know how shitty that felt being in a big ass house by yourself?
Right? Yeah, I'm sure. I can't imagine.
I'm like, this is no way to live.
Yeah. Like you said, it's different if you got a bunch of people over. Like, because I've been in your mom's house when there's a party going on and it's great. It was nice. It was big. There was no like, oh man, well, there's no room here. It was nice. You didn't have to ask 14 people to move to get through, But like you said, I've also been up there with you when it was just the 3 of us, like you, me, and your mom there. And it's like, God, this is a lot of house.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, dude, I was up there in the middle of winter. And it's my parents live out in the country.
Yeah.
Off the road. So it's like in the middle of winter, I'm there at night. And I'm just like, I'm like the only one around for like
miles.
Hundreds of yards.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not kidding.
It just feels weird.
It does. Yeah. You are really away from everything.
Yeah, like the times when Michelle's off doing real estate stuff or whatever, and I'm here at the house by myself. I'm like, it feels fine because it's a smaller, cozier house.
Yeah.
I can go outside. I'm in a neighborhood.
Yeah. Literally, you could stand in your front yard and throw a rock and hit any of your neighbors, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I do like being in the country, but at the same time, just that amount of like isolation felt so weird.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like, I like isolation. I'm cool with it, but that's too much for me. Like, that starts making me feel like there's going to be somebody with an axe coming in the door anytime.
Oh, I did not enjoy staying up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not. Like, I basically just used that as just a place to sleep.
Yeah.
I was not there as little as I could be.
Right. That's what I said. It's like, great party house, but when the party's not going, it's like, it's too much house.
Yeah.
Like, you'd almost prefer just like have a nice house, have a really nice, maybe like garage party area.
Yeah.
Then you can use that when there's a ton of people over, but then you can just go into the house and be like, okay, this doesn't feel like it's like the house your mom had before that one. Even the one before that, take your pick. Those houses felt more like, okay, this is okay.
Yeah.
But like I said, if they just had like, where Chuck has like all his, like his vehicles and whatnot in that big, barn
the
thing.
Pole barn.
Yeah. Like if that was the party area, it would make so much sense.
Well, it's like, my buddy Mike, his friends that I went out to like last summer. That's what they got a tiny, small, cozy house.
Yeah.
And he built a big ass pole barn, and that's like the zone.
That's the move, right? Like I could see doing that. And then, like I said, if you have people over or whatever, cool, you got plenty of space.
Right.
Also, then you don't have to have them all up in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just have a party where there might be randos or whatever, it's like they aren't all up in your house. They're in just like a garage or a barn kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Shit gets spilled, no big deal because the floor's not carpet or anything nice. You just hose it off.
Just hose it off later.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what my one uncle used to do that whenever him and my aunt would have people over for like Thanksgiving or whatever, is he would always have it out in their garage because their garage had heat and air and whatnot out there. So it was, and there was a bathroom right out there. So, you didn't have to go in the house basically for anything, you know.
I mean, excuse me, it is the move.
And it was, like a, just a concrete kind of floor. So it was, like I said, if something gets spilled, no big deal. He just opens the door and just hoses it down to the driveway, and
Yeah.
You're good. There's something definitely to be said about that.
Like I said, that is the move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a bunch of kids, like family
for
things
sure,
usually
right?
do, So, anyway. So.
But that's, what?
Nothing, go ahead.
I'll say that's about the extent of my week.
Right.
There.
All right. So, I had a couple things real quick, and then, because we're running a little long here, so we can get into our Q of the W and whatnot. But,
All right.
So, when I was out the other day, like at GameStop, on the way out, I saw this woman coming out of, there's a beauty supply place right over by GameStop here. And I saw this woman coming out, and high-waisted everything has been like the rage for a little while, even though I hate it. I think it looks terrible on 99% of people. But I also
there's a few
understand
people out there that can pull it off.
I understand it because, it helps control the tummy a little bit or whatever, right? Even though it makes most people look like they have the flattest ass on earth and the longest asses on earth. But anyway, So I see this woman coming out, and I mean, high waist is one thing, but this woman literally, like, she almost could tuck her titties in these shorts were so high.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, either she's wearing way too big a size, and this is just where they fit, or this is just getting out of hand.
I think it's probably getting out of hand.
Because, dude, it was seriously, and I'm not exaggerating, like the bottom of, if she had like B-cup titties, probably would still touch the top of these things. They were so far up. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, because, they all fit fairly high, of course. But I was like, geez, I'm like, you could almost make, like if you just had a couple of straps, man, you'd have like overalls. I mean, that's almost how high they were. It was nuts.
I just don't understand.
Yeah. I was like, man, I don't get this, but whatever. I guess luckily as a guy, I'm not meant to. Thank God, Well, even if they,
imagine if that was where are we gonna put our balls and shit?
I know, right? Well, even if that was a thing, like skinny jeans has become like the bigger thing, and I'm like, fuck those. Like I said before, I ain't trying to wear skinny anything because I'm not skinny.
I have a pair of work pants that were like slim leg jeans. I didn't realize they were when I bought them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can barely get those over my ham hock calves.
Right?
I'm
Well,
like,
that's
how
the
the
thing.
fuck? I'm like, oh, that's because anorexics wear skinny jeans. That's right.
I started buying, like, I usually get my jeans from like Old Navy, right? And I bought a pair of slim fit ones from there. Now, they have slim and skinny. So I got slim, and those I like the fit of. Skinny would never, I probably couldn't even pull them up because my thighs are too big and whatever. And, I'm too big. Like, they're not built for guys my size,
Right.
Because usually what'll happen is a dude like me wears them and my ass will be hanging out of them most of the time because they don't fit well on the thighs and stuff. So I can't pull them up right,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I won't even try like skinny stuff, but I do like that slim fit because I don't like it when I don't like it when the pants like bunch down by like the ankle and over the shoe and stuff. I like them to fit a little more.
How else are you gonna wear your Jenkos?
Yeah, well, those are different. Those just start at the waist, and no. Anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to. I wish I could have got a picture of the woman, but she came out and there was a car waiting for her, so I couldn't get my phone out fast
So
enough.
naturally, you followed him home.
Yeah, of course. Just to ask, like, what is going on with those? Did you get them from someone else? Like, and then, well,
what happened?
Well, and the thing was also is like I could even see it if the person had a really short torso, because if you take a normal size pair of something and put it on somebody with a really short torso, maybe it would fit higher,
Yeah, I can see that.
But that wasn't the case. This woman had a really long torso, actually. So I don't like those. I don't even know, man.
Just a terrible look, is what you're saying.
I don't even know. It was so weird. Yeah. So I hope that's not going to become a thing because those look even worse than the regular high-waisted things.
Right.
I was like, whew, all right. Anyway, enough of that silliness. real quick, I want to say congratulations to our pals over at Hobie, because they're doing, I think, or have just done their 350th episode. So they're
Nice.
they're hitting a little
Nice.
tree fitty.
Tree fitty. It's about tree fitty.
Just give them those damn tree fitty. So yeah, congratulations, guys. Way to go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
I mean, you know, sure they don't call me anymore, but that's okay. Doesn't hurt my feelings or anything.
They used to call you on your cell phone.
Speaking of hurt feelings, by the way, I reached out to Mark from the Danger Bound Entertainment
Danger Bound
Network.
Tangent Bound, you mean? Yeah.
I reached out to him the night before we went to Cleveland. I'm like, hey, bro, we're going to Cleveland tomorrow. And I didn't get anything back till real late in the night. He's like, oh, I wish I would have saw this. We could have had a good time. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be there tomorrow. Never heard anything back. Sad face over here.
Well, maybe he's doing time traveling and stuff, and he just doesn't know where he is right now.
I mean, maybe.
Could be.
Maybe.
By time traveling, I just mean heavy drinking.
I mean, not that there was a whole lot we could have done, I guess, to be honest. Because of rain and COVID and Labor Day.
Yeah. You could have splashed around and danced in the rain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to high five him, maybe tweak his nipple or something.
Yeah, right? Because you miss him.
Yeah, because I miss him.
Yeah, exactly.
I miss that guy.
So in one of the Twitter groups I'm in the other day, they were posting just weird music, and which I was okay with, even though most of it was nothing I really jumped on.
Right.
But one of them was, have you ever heard of a band called Ailstorm? Not Hailstorm, but Ailstorm.
I have heard of Ailstorm.
Okay, so you know the story?
It's the pirate group, right?
Yeah. I had not heard of these guys.
Do you know why I'm familiar with Ailstorm?
No.
Because for some reason, Logan's on a pirate music kick.
What?
Because he plays. There's a pirate video game him and his buddies play. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's Sea of Thieves.
That's it.
Okay.
So he's been playing a lot of pirate music.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. But for anyone who doesn't know, they're a group from Perth, Scotland, which I didn't know was a thing. But
fair enough.
And their label is Napalm Music, which, from what one of the guys in the group said, has a bunch of really random and weird acts signed. So,
right.
There might be some fun in there. I do love the first line in the wiki is not to be confused with Hailstorm. Well, that was the thing when the guy first posted it. I thought he meant Hailstorm, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if maybe they do like Hailstorm covers, but they're about beer or something like that,
Right. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, but anyway, they're apparently a multinational heavy metal band originally from Perth, Scotland. Their music is characterized, by a pirate theme, and as a result, they've been dubbed a pirate metal band by many critics and their fan base. Yeah, so I just listened to like a couple songs, and it was just it's just fun stuff, but I just dug that they full on go. I like when a band like this will come up with a gimmick and they full on commit to the gimmick.
For sure, right?
It's like in pro wrestling. Some of the guys get just shitty gimmicks, but if they full on commit to it, sometimes the really bad gimmicks turn out good.
Right.
Not that this is a bad.
It's been known to happen.
Yeah, not that this is a bad gimmick, because it's pirates.
Oh no, pirate metal. I mean,
yeah.
Shit.
So,
that's all I gotta say. Shit,
right.
son.
I just wanted to make sure you were aware of them. So.
Oh, yes, I am.
All right.
For sure, I am aware.
Good enough. All right. Well, that's all I got. So let's do some Q of the W, I guess.
Oh shit, son! It's the Q of the W time.
Yep.
I mean, last week we asked if you were a patron saint, what would it be of?
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram, we got nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
Oh, nobody's patron saints over there.
Yes, patron saints of disappointment is what we got over there.
Yeah.
But on face page, we got Jeff Hobie.
Yeah.
Says sloth and sloths. It's pretty good.
I like that. Yeah.
Our buddy Gordon Poutine, he says he's a patron saint of fuckery and procrastination.
Wow. All right.
Right?
Good. like
and
these
of
plans.
course, super fan of the show, Big Dev. He says, Big Dev, patron saint of micro kimonos and trash panda dining. All excellent answers.
Much appreciated.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. And also shout out to Big Dev for making sure that new episodes of Shot of History were pushed out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I hadn't seen any in a while pop up on my player, and I'm like, oh no, I hope they're not, air quote, on hiatus.
I mean, right?
And so I asked Dev, and he was like, no, we've done episodes. He's like, maybe they haven't gotten pushed out into the feed yet. So and then he was like, yeah, so there should be like 6 new ones, and he wasn't wrong. There were 6 new ones.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, I burned through those and enjoyed them as usual. So go check out Shot of History also.
The old Shot of History.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Right. I'm trying to think. Do I have anything? Oh yeah, I have one here from the temptress Cheeto Bandito been sending you and I just the sauciest of sexts this weekend.
Yeah, boy.
My God.
I mean, I'm not used to getting meat texts.
Oh
but
man, dude, he's sending us all the meats.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm okay with it.
oh, me too. I
Yeah.
just wish I could, eat the meats that he's sending us.
I know, right?
But what are you gonna do, right?
Well, I mean, Brian, we could drive the, parts unknown.
Yeah, we could. We
Just
could.
saying.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so he says he would be the patron saint of peanut butter, which sets us up for a lot of jokes, my friend. You realize the
Oh,
tea.
yeah.
But anyways,
Exactly.
we're taking the high road. We're not gonna talk about how you put peanut butter on your balls.
Yeah. Holy symbols, oven mitts, and tape.
Yes.
You don't want to get scratched up and stuff.
Right. He says, my love of peanut butter is honestly borderline ridiculous.
I mean, I get it. Peanut
Yeah.
butter is delicious.
Yeah, I do like peanut butter also.
That's why he should come up and visit us and go to Pavlov's for a little peanut butter treat porter.
It's true. That was tasty.
Yep.
He says his Hobie pick would be the patron saint of liking the shitty Ninja Turtle, I guess. Well played, sir. Because last episode when I was like, nobody liked Donatello, I was like, unless you were a nerd, and Cheeto sent us a text that included the only Ninja Turtle figure he ever had, which happened to be Donatello.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Like, oh. And it's funny because I remember back in those times, at least around here, that it isn't like Donatello was the only one available. Like, none of them were available. Those things
Well, yeah, for sure.
gone right away. I remember it took a while for my brother was going out looking for Ninja Turtle figures for me, for my parents to give to me, basically. And it took him a while to get all of them. So, because I think it took forever to find a Michelangelo, because most popular.
I mean, he is the party dude.
Yeah. I think I had all the other ones that were out at the time before Michelangelo. And I mean, the Turtles, Shredder, Splinter, April O'Neil, Rocksteady Bebop, like I had all of them before I had Michelangelo.
Believe it or not, Brian, I just got a last-minute entry on our Q&W.
Oh, okay.
Michelle just commented she's the saint of candy and sweets.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, there you go.
And of Shankles or whatever you said earlier.
Tangles.
Oh, Tangles, right. I don't know. I kind of like Shankles. Like, you got knives that come out of your ankles? Sweet.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Be like those tire shredders, that come out like the hubcap area.
Yeah,
or the
like
rims.
James Bond tire
Yeah,
shredders.
yeah. They just come out your ankles instead. Completely so useful.
It's super useful.
Unfortunately, they only come out from the insides of your ankles, and all they do is just cut you up and trip you.
Yeah, you just scream in pain.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got for this week's Q of the W.
Yeah, that's
Or
all
last
I got
week's.
too over here.
My fault.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got you.
So we got 1 through 32.
Let's go with 7.
7.
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
Okay.
7-Eleven.
All right. Okay. would you take a 50% chance of dying instantly right now for $100 million if you live? Why or why not?
No, because I got like kids and shit.
Yeah, that's fair. It'd be different if it would, that like you only get the money if you live. It'd be different if you get the money either way, because then you could at least go, well, if I die, it sets my kids up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's that, but I also like right now I'm enjoying life and stuff, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I'll take my chances with my shit job I'm working.
When people say no to this or yes to this, I'm curious what they're very much curious at the why or why not part of it, because I'm with you, even though I don't have a lot of money or anything to live for, but I would I would
life on this earth's pretty dope sometimes.
I would say no, because it's like I don't really want to just die, and it's a 50% chance. Like it's got to be in my favor at least before I would consider it. Like tap the money down a lot. Like really, you could almost pick a lower amount of money. Like if it was like, would you blah 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 for like say 70% chance that you'll live, but but you get like $20 million.
Yeah, like if there's a slider bar, you can adjust the money and probability.
Yeah.
Then maybe I might fuck around with this.
Right.
But I mean,
because if you give me that number and it's within 20%, then maybe I roll the dice on it. But
like what was the original number? Was it $100 million?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I could like slide it down to like a 10% chance I'm dying, but I'm getting like 20 million.
Yeah.
Or even 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, oh, I mean, fuck it. I like gambling too. That's cool.
Right. Yeah, that's why I said it's like a lot of these questions with money are either, I've noticed, like for me, they aren't ones I really even have to weigh. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like the ones that are like, would you take, what movie would you watch all the time forever for, $10 million? It's like any movie for that amount of money. I wouldn't even care anymore.
Like, it could be on a loop in my house. I don't give a fuck.
I wouldn't give a shit. Yeah, exactly. I will
watch.
watch.
What movie you want to watch tonight? Well, I got to watch Sharknado 4.
Right.
Well,
Spice Girls, sorry.
Why do you got to watch Sharknado 4? Have you seen My Car and House?
Yeah.
That's why.
Right. You just start just making it rain, and you're like, here's why.
Yeah. Here's some shut the fuck up money. Now sit down. We're watching this.
I like the shut the fuck up money. That's good. Yeah, that's something I've noticed with a lot of this stuff is it really is, I most of them are really just cut and dry. Like, there's one I read the other day and I can't remember. I meant to add it to the QW list and I can't find it now, but I can't remember it exactly. So I don't even want to just like paraphrase it.
Just wing it.
But it was a money one and. And I was like, oh, that one I actually had to stop and think about for a minute.
Normally it seems pretty easy normally.
Yeah. And I do have like one or two others on here that are money based, but unfortunately, I don't know if those will be any better as far as the thinking about, or having to think about, I should say.
Right.
All right. So there you go. This week's question. Once again, would you take a 50% chance of dying instantly right now for $100 million if you live? Why or why not? And there you go.
There you go. Oh shit! Sorry, I'm in the zone.
Show me what you got.
Or don't, like people seem to be doing. Make us sad pandas. It's cool.
You sons of bitches.
Yeah. So there you go. I think we got us a show there, eh?
I think we do.
All right. Well, head over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links. You can check out the past episodes, the enthusiasts we've done. You can find the link to the network that we're part of.
It's Danger Bound, right?
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Danger Bound Entertainment. No, Tangent Bound Entertainment.
I should start a network and call it Danger Bound.
You should. I like that idea. Oh, man. So anyway, yeah, go check out those shows. If you want to hit us up on the socials, all the links are over there. or, we'll tell you here, which you can find us at salty_language on Twitter. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony, but you're better off finding me at The Monotony on Instagram.
I'm at Stunami.
And, all of our socials are on the website because we're all over the goddamn place of Salty Language.
Yeah. Not really, though, but we pretend we are.
Well, yeah, dude, you gotta act like you belong or whatever.
Right. Sure. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when are you starting? When are you starting your TikTok?
Oh God, I like Reels myself because I already have Instagram.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I think I'm okay.
All
Not
right.
ever doing tiki-talkies.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And somebody the other day was like, "Oh yeah, that's we're blah blah blah." I'm like, "No," I was like, "That's not where people my age are going." I was like,
Yeah, exactly.
That's just too weird and different for people my age. Too old for that shit.
No, it's like I draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Said I'll focus around for Reels though.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I've been on Instagram since it became an app. I've been on it forever.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. So,
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess with all that, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty, everybody.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything for this week. Do you have anything to close us out with?
Happy Labor Day? I don't know.
Sure.
Stay away from bad mayonnaise, trust me.
That's a good move right there, for sure.
Yeah, always check your Mayo dates. Yeah, the critical failure was we bought the giant-sized Costco tub of
Oh,
mayonnaise.
yeah.
No human can eat that much mayonnaise before it turns on you.
Well, I hope not anyway. Unless you're having a lot of salads, like tuna salad, chicken salad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh.